for me, you're on the Mount Rushmore, right? It's you, it's
Appreciate
Gable,
that, Coach.
it's Baumgartner, and
Yeah,
Coach Smith. And I mean, that's who I grew up with you guys, and
right.
I I just wondered if you ever, because you always hear about Gable and Smith and now Jordan, you ever feel a little bit slighted, like you didn't get your due? I mean, you've won everything, world champ, Olympic champ, like Anthony said, all those accolades. A little bit, you're not in that conversation around the wrestling table. I mean, for me, you are, so
Yeah,
that's all
that,
cool. But
that's another good question, Coach. I mean, I know who I am. I know my career. I feel
sure,
great about my career, and the people that have wrestled with me know who I am and know my career. You know, and I lost in the '92 Olympic Games by 1 point. That was the only point I gave up the whole tournament. I gave up 1 point in the finals, so that close to being a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Um, I dislocated my elbow 5 days before the tournament started, so didn't even really know I was going to be able to compete before in '92. So I mean, to be able to even compete and then not give up a point to the finals was amazing performance and something that I'm proud of course. But no, I mean, I've wrestled, my career, I've wrestled the best guys, I think, in the sport, from Saitev to Varayev to Vadzayev. From when I beat Vadzayev in '89 World Championships, he had never lost an international competition. He had never been beat. And so when he came up, I was a little surprised that he came up, but he
yeah,
had beat Varayev to make the team.
Yeah.
And so when he came up, I didn't even know until we got to Switzerland where the Olympic champions was, right? I didn't even know. So I hadn't even put my eyes on it. I watched him, just kind of because he was one of the best ever. So I watched him, wrestle our guys. And so, but I didn't prepare for him before the '89 World Championships. And so when Leroy Smith which is the national team coach, came up and said, hey, Vadzayev came up. I'm like, what? Vadzayev came up to my weight class? Really? And so at first I'm like, he's too small, man. I'm gonna smash that kid. At that point, I was kind of going through the 49 pounders. Me and you mentioned Nate Carr, which was probably one of the best guys I've ever wrestled with. And we, of course, had our rivalry. And, but Nate had cut down to 49 after last time I wrestled Nate was in '87 World Team Trials, and I beat him 5-0 and 8-1. And then so he went down to 49, and I was getting the best of Nate, right? And so 49 pounders really wasn't competing with me. And so I'm like, he's a 49 pounder. But then when the tournament started, he went through a couple of guys that I had struggled with, right? Had tough matches with, and he kind of went through them. I was like, man, this kid must be strong. And so I got to him and kind of beat him 6-1. But it was an incredible match. But I've wrestled, of course, with Nate Carr and then Dave Schultz. And my thing on that, coach, is I always judge people's career about who they beat and who beat them. Right. So who was their competition? I wrestled Nate Carr, lost to Nate 2 times, and Nate's a 3-time NCAA champion. And I lost to him 2 times beat him in the duels, beat him in the Big Eights, and then lost him in double overtimes in both NCAA tournaments. So I could have been right there to be a 3-timer, right?
And that's probably why, right? That's probably why you're not.
He's one of the best
just because of that national tournament.
Yeah, and I think, and then probably that the second gold medal, and then of course going to '96, losing in the semis to Saitev, and so I give guys the credit when credit is due. I mean, John, of course, 6 titles. I've been in a room with him every day, watched him develop, and watched him. I've been knowing him since he was 10 years old, and so watching those guys, and then being on the team with Bruce and Nate and the Shears and Kevin Jackson. Me and Kevin, of course, we're buddies and workout partners, and so I feel good about my career, man. If I had a vote, I'm voting myself in.
Good.
For sure.